Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alanah Pearce, what have you gone and said and done now?
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2. Hello, this is your television speaking. Let's push the button marked idiot and see what comes out.
You're tired. You should go to sleep with...
Oh my word, this is just one of the funniest stories, maybe the funniest story for the week where entertainment is concerned. So Alanah Pearce, if many of you don't know who she is, she used to work for woke outlet IGN. Well, back then they definitely weren't woke, but definitely now they certainly are, especially with their hires and their really bad takes on most video games. But back in the day, I'm talking, well, the early parts of maybe the 2011s, a little bit onwards, Alanah Pearce was really good. I really liked her. I mean, she's very easy on the eye, but, you know, she's changed her political discourse now. She's definitely a far lefty speaker, outspoken person about video games. I don't watch her channel that much now on YouTube because she's got a very own unique clique of people. Troy Baker, the fact she works for Santa Monica Studios now, part of Sony, as a writer. This story dropped last night and I thought it was so funny I had to talk about it. So Tencent, you know who they are. They're a massive Chinese company. They've got their tendrils in many outlets of video gaming, and they're not pretty much adored. I mean, they've got a big stake in Epic Games. So Tim Sweeney, all those years ago when you worked at Microsoft with Cliff Bleszinski making the Gears of War games, and you sold out, bro. You sold out, mate. But that's his business. And yeah, we all know Tencent, well, you know by this video that Tencent has a rather shady side to its business practices. But something came to light recently where Alanah Pearce was on this YouTube channel called The Surf Times. Now, the way they spell surf, I guess that's in line with turf and all these other stupid acronyms that they've decided to invent for the English language these days. And you just want to hear this part of the interview because I thought it was a bit cringe-inducing.
Tencent as a corporation as well.
Speak up, Alana, I can't hear you!
They also have like a bunch of problematic shit. I have a friend who had a film that was offered to be made by Tencent or funded by Tencent, and they were like, no black people, bigger tits.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Like a lot of like rules that they have that.
Okay.
Yeah. That I think also has had a hand in, you know, some AAA games. Again, I don't want to speak on any of this because I'm so worried about getting sued by Tencent. But this is what I've heard. Rumors. Not sure if any of this is true.
That's really weird. Of course, if you check the presenter out on the left, you look at the rainbow t-shirt, folks. Oopsie doopsie. It's time to support LGBTQ. Boring. Oh, now the thing is, look what Alana has said here. Right. She says, well, Tencent, they don't want black people in their films. Now, I've got to give you some context. So a friend of hers apparently was making a film. Tencent approached that friend and said, hey, we can fund you, but before you decide to make this film, these are our rules and our conditions. We don't want people of color. I mean, they mention black people specifically. I'm pretty sure that's maybe even a broader spectrum, but we want ladies with bigger boobies. Now, I will say this much, and if you know my channel, if you are a subscriber, I love me some big boobies. So, I guess if I were to meet Tencent myself, we might have a commonality there and then. So, and of course, if China is known for being very racist anyway in terms of black people, and I suppose other people of color, maybe even towards me as well. So I've never had that personally from China or anybody else like that, but it's well known. It's all well documented. You can go on the internet and look for yourself. But here's the bone of contention I have, right? Now, in fact, let's just go back to this article quickly. And you can see the part I've highlighted here. So she talks about the problematic BS that's going on with Tencent. Tencent fired back, by the way. saying that Pearce's claims were contrary to our beliefs, culture and values. At this point, they're also just rumours. The company claimed it would take appropriate action if the rumours turned out to be true, which actually means they're not going to do one single thing. Now, another thing that this article SVG gets wrong about Alanah Pearce is that she is a games journalist. No, she is a former games journalist. She has pointed this out many times on her YouTube channel. She used to work for IGN, like I said, and then she was involved in Funhouse. But she is a content creator, and she is now a storyteller for Santa Monica Games. Now, Santa Monica Games, they're obviously linked with Sony Studios, Naughty Dog, that ilk. And it's really funny because I walked into my local CEX store yesterday and I saw not one, but about 6 returned PlayStation 5 consoles. I bet they saw that Forspoken game and they thought, you know what, I don't know why we wasted our money on this shit console for. I'm not going to buy a game like that, am I? I just thought it was hilarious. There were more PlayStation 5s in that showcase than there were returned Xbox Ones. I thought that was hilarious. And I saw that ghastly contraption in front of me. I thought, holy crap, I'd just rather settle for the Xbox One S at the moment. And you know, I've got 4 Xbox consoles at home. I've got the OG original. I've got a fantastic spanking almost brand new Reach console with 2 controllers. That thing is beautiful. I've got my Xbox One S series, no, just the Xbox One S. I've got a PlayStation 3 from Japan. I've got a PlayStation 4. That's where I draw the limits. I heard rumours, not sure if any of this is true, but she doesn't want to get sued by Tencent or anybody else. She doesn't want to name the projects that Tencent might allegedly have been involved with their no black folks and more bigger boobs clause. I believe some of that is actually true, to be honest. I wouldn't put it past Tencent. And she talks about, well, it's actually permeated into AAA video games. And she's probably talking about Project Eve. That's the one that springs to mind. But Alana, if something is not true, and there might be a hint of it, you don't go and broadcast it anyway. And she probably thought this wouldn't even gain traction, but it has. And it's just such a bad take from somebody who used to be a journalist. Like, the first rule is don't qualify anything until you've got concrete, solid receipts in the palm of your hands. Do you know what I mean? The same hands that like big boobies. But wow, I cannot wait to see if this story gets any worse. If people are going to throw it under the rug and leave it there. But oh my gosh, you know, you're going up against a giant like Tencent. And you're accusing them of things that they might well just be guilty of. And you know what? I don't know, is it a virtue signal? Is it an SJW remark here? You know, if she's saying these things just to further her own cause, and the fact that, oh, you know, I work for Santa Monica Studios and Sony. Ooh, it doesn't say anything. Like I said, Alanah Pearce, I used to like her, but you know, she's a lovely lady in terms of she's gorgeous, but she's got hints of insufferability in that persona of hers. Like I said, the Alanah Pearce from 2013, I like that one, but now she's you know, she's on channels like the Surf Times, who wear rainbow colored t-shirts and that ilk, and you can kind of see where that far-leaning left side of the pop culture wars, you know, you can see that divide, that split. And you know what? I'm going to conclude this video by saying this. Now, I was watching a very famous YouTuber who said that people like me and him who make commentary about the state of pop culture, they ask more people to make their own YouTube channels about the same content, because maybe he one day and others like him might get ousted by YouTube, and then it'd be people like me and others that may be already on the platform or thinking of doing it will be left to take up the charge. Sounds melodramatic. It could happen. I don't know. At some point, even I might have to accept the fact I might get turfed off this platform. But you know what? For now, I'm having a great time. And Alanah Pearce giving her own 10 cent. Do you see what I did there? About their alleged business practices and what they do to fun films. All I can say is I do like big boobies in video games, and I do like female characters in video games to look attractive, because you just feel you got a reason to play, and you know you got this badass female good-looking character, and you just want to be with them every step of the way. It's not like you're going to shag that character, are you? You're playing as the character. I don't understand why people take such an objection about having attractive male or female characters in your video game, which is why I love Mass Effect, because you can take a male or female character, ship-shape them however you want to. So on that one, folks, if I were you, and if you were me, you better come back for the next video.
Hello. Have you noticed that TV shows today are leaning more and more towards sexual innuendo? I think it's absolutely disgusting that this sort of thing is allowed, particularly here at the BBC. It seems that every time you turn on the telly, some low comedian is using some bosomy girl as a foil for his cheap jokes. If you agree, write to me. Ludovic Kennedy, keep boobs up our tubes, Wood Lane, London, etc. Thank you for watching tonight.
Girl, you are I'm living for. You're the first, my last, my everything.